I know. You see.
Shut up. Alive.
No. Okay, yeah. iCarly theme song. 3, 2, 1. I know. You see.
Wait, why are you doing that?
I'm good.
That's
I don't
copyright.
like
You can't
that
do
theme
song, Rob.
I don't like
You
that
totally
theme song.
gaslit me. Matthew just was okay. Well,
Welcome to the podcast.
You get to see immediately here that Matthew is a
The
gaslighter.
iCarly theme song, not
we're just shitting
copyrighted
on
now?
Matthew Day. Is that what we're doing?
Matthew acted as if he would,
See,
sing the
I'm
iCarly theme song.
replicating what Santiago did in his social experiment on that raft, Holden.
What?
Okay, yeah. Speaking of,
that was a very good tie.
Wow,
I'm proud of
great
you.
that was a good time.
Tell me what Santiago did on the raft.
I want.
I'm now very
Can we
curious.
start with this one?
Well, yeah. We're gonna start with it. That was a great. I'm trying to figure out this audio stuff.
Okay.
But that is a great segue, Matthew. So I want to give props where props is due. We thought it'd be fun because we've been watching way too many YouTube documentaries and stuff like that of like social experiments and cults and like all
Serial
sorts
killers.
of stuff. Serial killers. So we're gonna have fun talking about a lot about that. So I'm gonna just let Matthew do his thing.
Okay.
Because that was a perfect segue.
Yeah, Santiago
So
the raft.
I don't remember what the official name was, but this dude wasn't really a great scientist to begin with. I think what was he, a sociologist? I'm guessing. From what I remember, he was really into the concept of violence.
He just liked violence,
but not in like an edgy metal way of like, dude, I'm so edgy, I love it. He was into it like a in just a sociological way, like why humans are violent.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought like that.
But he was really bad at it, and every time he did experiments, he just assumed that they were going to act like if you put apes in the same situation where
my
they would just
God.
like go like start fucking and throwing shit at each other, even though humans are way more, at least I guess maybe hypothetically, if you put humans without education, they'd act similar to that. But humans are educated usually, so they wouldn't act like that. And he would get mad when they wouldn't act like what apes would do in that situation. So basically, he had an idea of, what if I put a bunch of humans on a raft and flew it across the Atlantic from Africa to America?
Huh.
And he was like, dude, they're gonna like, it's gonna be like
They're gonna
Purge.
murder each other.
Yeah, they're gonna start.
They're gonna
hurting each
turn
other,
into animals. Like
he was going. I think he probably learned from the Stanford. That's my guess.
Stanford Prison Experiment.
Wait, so this
guess.
happened after the Stanford Prison Experiment?
Yeah, the Stanford
I
Experiment
think this was
is really
70s. And Stanford was like 60s, right?
I feel like
60
Stanford,
something, yeah.
which we'll talk about that one right after.
But yeah.
This one.
But okay, anyway. So he was like inspired by that and was like, dude, they're just gonna fucking like hate each other. And like I'm gonna have to like not like calm them down. And he had all these questionnaires he'd written out about personal things like who would you hurt? Who do you hate most?
Oh.
But eventually he so he got all these people and he got a bunch of women who were capable, but they were also like married. But he got like an Israeli woman, and he got like a bunch of, one of them knew how to do a ship, one of them knew how to dive, one of them knew how to navigate, like all this stuff, and all
So
the
on top of
guys.
being insane, he's like also sexist.
Kind of, no, I mean,
I don't know, like he's being like, oh man, I can get these women to fight.
he's also getting men. He's getting, but the women he made, the men were single, but the women he picked were married for some reason. It was like he wanted them. He knew in his mind
That's fucked.
they were so horny that they're going to fuck anyway, so he needed married women.
That's fucked.
But he was expecting them to still fuck even if they were married.
So he did it for the whole intention of being like, oh, these cheating.
I'm pretty sure.
She's cheating woman. This is
It's
another.
like a very
Yeah, there's like
cynical
some
view of humanity
incel.
in this instance.
Yeah.
So
I
just
don't
so
know,
you guys
this guy
know.
kind of sucks though. I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
So, spoiler alert, it starts, everyone gets along fine, all the men and the women, because to them, they're like, dude, I would go on an experiment where I just get to fucking travel across the Atlantic. They get on this boat.
free cruise.
It's not like there's no food. They get all the food stacked out. They got like a quarters. It's kind of cramped, but like they have space. Like you can sleep and you're comfortable. Like you have your own bed. And like, yeah, and then like you can eat the rations you have, and like apparently like everyone got along fine. Everyone like thought it was like a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
Specifically 2 people. One of them just got out of a abusive relationship like with their husband and divorced them. and learned to stand up for herself as a woman against someone that like at first she thought acted like him, but like that guy was just like a nice guy or something, and just it was like a whole thing. And another woman was black and from America, and she realized she was like on the same like slave route from like where her ancestors probably went, and she kind of like had an emotional thing there. So if anything, this was a positive experience for everyone except Santiago,
except this guy,
because his hypothesis was completely wrong, which I feel like as a scientist that should be a cool thing. You just discovered something you didn't expect. But this guy was mad, and he was writing in his journals like, these people have ruined my experiment. I'm gonna have to do it again.
That's not how it works, man.
And I'm gonna have to speed this up just because we want to get to the others. But like he just starts prodding them, and like he would read the questions they asked in the first week they were on the trip. It was like 100-day journey, I think, going across the ocean. And of course, they wrote down something they did like a week into the trip. They're like, "Who's your least favorite person?" I don't fucking know this guy. And he'd be like, "So you don't like Jose?" And he'd be like, "I like you now. That was like a week. Like that was like a weekend." And everyone's like, "Yeah. I don't hold anything against you." And then at one point, he asked everyone, "Who did you kill?" And at that point, everyone wrote Santiago because he was such an asshole. Like, and he was mad that they were. And it's funny is there was a point during the journey where Santiago was being so controlling that there was a storm, I think, and they wanted to like take a detour, but he was like, "No, we gotta go through the storm." And it was so bad that the crew considered killing Santiago. So it's so annoying because the guy who doing the video essay to us had to explain like, no, this doesn't prove his theory correct. Him antagonizing the people that hurt, like be mad at him to the point where they feel like they have no choice but to kill him. Is not prove the theory of, because they all got along. If anything, they got along to murder him.
Yeah.
But like, it's still kind of fucked up because like he wasn't actively, he wasn't doing cult things.
What even like is his theory?
His theory was that they were just going to go like do like
they'd go bananas.
The one book.
Okay, but like
book,
why?
Of Mice and Men, and they would just start like going at each other. But he got trained. He got a trained person that could dive and fixed a boat whenever it broke. He got like a navigator. Like it wasn't like he got 10 random schmucks who probably would have had a tough time doing it.
Honestly, I feel like if he had gotten 10 random people, that would have gotten way worse than like 10 trained people.
Yeah.
Because like they had it on deck, so that way there was no like when like 10 situations happened, they could deal with them. But like if they had 10 random people trying to deal with situations like that, then they could, you know.
Like because like watching Survivor, people get bickering like fits all the time.
Yeah.
Small as shit.
Also, I would have taken prisoners too. Like I don't know. Like if you want to like from his point of view, from his point of view, like if he wanted to see violence in people, why did he take like I don't know, like established like like
he's trying to prove so that normal people will snap.
Oh,
he's like, where's the breaking point?
I got you. He wanted to see the normal person break.
Yeah,
like the average. Okay,
but he still got the tried people, and they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and
they knew what the thing. Even if they did get sad, like, oh man, I'm missing home. They knew it's a 100-day trip. Like,
yeah.
What, they're going to start fucking like.
And didn't I think and to shout out even though they're way bigger than us, I think the channel is Wendigoon, right?
Yeah,
Wendigoon. He's the guy we've been watching a lot.
Fantastic. He's the one, Daniel. We showed you the LA shootout.
Yeah, that like
the bank one.
Yeah,
that blows my mind still. That blows my mind.
Shit.
I can't believe it. Apparently, it was just a thing. Like everyone was robbing banks in Los Angeles then. Like,
yeah,
you just get away with it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like I would like probably like I don't know if like someone came to me as like, yeah, would you like I don't know like Dexter someone or like rob a bank? I'd totally try and Dexter someone versus rob a bank. You know. Like that seems like you can
kill someone.
I would rather
Dexter specifically
non-lethal like payday style rob a bank than just kill someone. I mean,
but I'm saying Dexter specifically because like
Dexter, like okay.
You know, like the people
are you
like
robbing a modern bank? How much you gotta steal? Can you just like grab an ATM and leave?
No. Like you gotta walk into a bank like payday style and be like, give me all the money.
I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Well, you don't have to kill anyone. You don't have to kill anyone in the bank robbery. But like if you you don't want to get caught. Like the motive of this like scenario is to not get caught.
I don't want to kill someone. So
I feel like you would. I guess what I'm saying.
I mean,
is, like,
if you figured out where the wires were that go to like the alarms, I guess. Nah, it's probably all wireless too.
Yeah. Like the second shit goes wrong, like some sensors just like, cops, they're coming.
Nah, that's too much. Like you could easily actually kill someone instantly in a shootout with the cops. So I guess I'd do the wait.
No, I'm not gonna just willingly kill someone.
Well, fine.
Okay,
You're
but
gonna,
then between the two,
I'm
not confident in my ability. That's fine.
I would
Okay.
just purposely, not purposely, but like, who cares if I fail the bank robbery?
you're trying to not get caught, though. That's the whole point. Like
Okay, in this
I still
hypothetical,
would just
Ryan,
not want to kill
is
someone.
this a hypothetical gun to my head? They'll kill me if I don't do either of these two options.
more like a metaphorical bomb to your neck. Like,
So if I got captured by police, do you think they'd be understandable?
well, yeah, no one else can see the bomb except for like no one else knows.
So I'd be dead anyway if I failed to rob the bank.
Yeah, you
I would
need to
just
walk
try
away
kill
alive.
Whoever did that to me.
You
at
can't.
that point.
You can't.
I can't.
You can't.
Well, I would
Okay.
die trying. Though.
Because it's like
okay, right.
like-
You gotta keep establishing this hypothetical then. If the guy who did the bomb, can you at least provide me in the Dexter scenario a person? Because I have no idea who to find that would be capable of that we were killing.
Personally, yeah, no, he'll give you the target, but like, how do you know that it's like not like just someone he needs dead?
That's fuck.
You know, because like he'll give you a target.
Yeah, I mean, because if the other options like rob a bank, the person giving you this job clearly isn't a good person.
I will say he will give you the details on how to rob the bank. He'll be like, all right,
Is
go
this your
here.
own social experiment right now, Ryan?
Yeah, you could say that.
I'm bad about that.
Yeah, you could say that.
Good transition. No, the last thing about the boat though, the thing I think that was interesting to me was he at one point in time, because they like went in the storm or whatever, he pretty much like took over the ship. He wasn't letting like the people that were captaining like captain for a while, and at one point like the rudder broke or something, and so like the person fixed the rudder in the middle of the night even though he like wanted to like be in control, and he like snapped and like got absolutely he like that's when he took control of the ship and everything. And then at one point like a freighter was like coming right towards them, and he got so scared he just started sobbing and screaming, and then the people took control of the ship again, and then for the rest of the week of the trip he just pretended to be sick.
He was just such a bitch.
He was just a bitch. Yeah.
He was just a huge like, I don't understand I'm not even that much of a scientist. I just had a stats
on a human level.
He's just a bitch.
As
So
a statistics degree.
Some people on a cellular level are just a bitch. Like there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, I guess.
Cellularly, they are.
He was just salty. His theory of humanity didn't work, but his theory of humanity was just, I guess, how apes work.
And then he when it was and then the like academic college or whatever that was like sponsoring the research, they like disowned him. They were like,
they disowned it
during the trip.
During the trip. That's
trip?
why he was also upset, because they were like, because it was labeled a sex draft, because that's what he thought was going to happen. Because all his journals, he was like, yeah, they're gonna fuck. And so like this one woman's fiance called her. He was like, dude, she's expecting you guys to bang. He's like, okay, we're not gonna bang though.
But they did bang though.
Some of them did bang.
A lot of them did bang.
That's the thing.
But
it's so frustrating. Santiago's theory is like 10% correct, because yes, if you put a bunch of people on a raft, there's a chance that they will bang, and then there's
also
a chance
they
that
didn't
they might
let them
go at each
bring
other's
in
throat.
anything like books or like their phones. They couldn't bring anything. So
Yeah,
just usual stuff.
It's like, what was it? It wasn't like, oh, they're just going to immediately start fucking. Two people did it because literally there's women and men on the boat, and you have 100 days.
Yeah,
so
they got bored. I mean,
I wouldn't say, and like it was like 2 times. It was like 2 or 3 times. It wasn't like.
Oh, I'm sure it was more than they said, Matthew.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, but it wasn't like they were just immediately the first day.
Yeah. I'm not saying that.
And then like the one time they did hunt a shark, he was like, I had to hide the hatch from them. They're getting too bloodthirsty. Even though they're just covering, they wanted it something besides the rations they had supplied. So they found the shark and they killed it and they ate it. And he's like, oh, they're bloodthirsty now. No, they're doing what you told them to do.
This guy, like, he has his own vision of the world playing out. While everyone else is experiencing like normal reality, he has this like version where people are insanely violent.
He's like the inverse Pyro.
I still don't know what he thinks would set them off. He's not putting them under like any kind of pressure or anything. He just has people on a boat.
He was saying, who do you want to kill?
Yeah, he started
and he's like calling them out.
That's not pressure though. That's like light questioning.
No, and then eventually he started.
with the suggestion of
Light
murder,
questioning?
make
Throwing
people
racial
light
slurs.
question. That is not light questioning.
And then towards the
What
end,
the
he was just
fuck?
being racist towards the black chick.
Oh my god, dude! No. A light
Oh
question.
my
Daniel,
god,
would have
this
been
guy's
like,
a racist.
No, Daniel,
that's so
Daniel.
surprising.
Daniel, light questioning would have been like, yo, so like, is there anyone here you like don't like or anything like that? Like, who do you want to murder? Who's
I
prodding?
want to murder.
That is
All
prodding.
all right,
That
but
is
even
prodding.
then, that's still just asking a question. Like,
Yes,
as
but-
a psychologist, or well, he's probably, I don't think he's even a psychologist. As a person trying to study human behavior, why do you think something as minor as asking questions is going to unlock, like, I don't know, their bestial inner instinct and
he
like
thought-
make them fucking kill each other?
There was another step to that. He not only asked them the questions, but then he gathered them in a circle and said, like, "Oh, Kenny, it says on yours that you want to kill Jessica, but Jessica, it
It's like
says
something
you
from The
love
Office.
Kenny. So what's going on here?" Like, he was
Is this
direct
where like
trying
Jeff
things.
learned how to host Survivor? Did he like
so bad.
take notes?
Oh man! Yeah, speaking of Survivor, I mean, Survivor
Jeff asks
technically is
way
like
better
a
questions.
and sort of
he's a
is a
good
social
interviewer.
experiment.
yeah, that is like
Survivor
a social
did it way
experiment
better.
in itself.
Because like
Yeah.
it's realistic. Because yeah, they're
Instead
at
of
each
a
other's throats,
raft-
but they still learn to work together.
Instead of a
Yeah.
raft, they give them a whole island or like the mountains. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I feel like we're not going to have another good opportunity to talk about this. Dude, me and Dan, I know I've talked about this on stream, but me and Dan, I just have this here because I haven't put it up, but we did a casting call for Survivor. And that was a fun fun experience.
Yeah, that was
honestly.
pretty fun.
Like just like hanging out for 5 hours with like people like
Yeah,
that
everyone
liked
was, like, so
Survivor and
cool.
nice. Like yeah, that was pretty dope. But yeah, I mean Survivor's because they're on there for 42 days. It's like, and I think the social experiment there isn't just like, oh, how are you going to survive? It's, you're going to have to vote each other out.
Yeah.
So like, what's
Like
the
the voting
psychology
system.
behind that? Yeah.
because you're wanting to win.
You know
That's
what it
the
reminds
thing.
me of? It reminds me of like Civ, and this thing of in the same thing of like in Civ, there's only one winner. I think maybe the later ones you can do a line.
Yeah.
I forget. But and I know usually you can only have one winner, no matter. But there's different types of victory, and it's very complicated. And you can have alliances, and those alliances can go very far in those games. But at the end of the day, you got to turn on them. At
There's
some
only
point.
one person. And I think what helps is normally it's a top 2 or top 3. So like, and then it goes to the jury, so it's not like they're they're cutthroat to the end, but it is cutthroat to the end. So, and it's so interesting seeing like the meta progress over the course of multiple seasons. Like,
Yeah.
like at the very beginning, the alliances don't exist. Didn't you say something?
No, alliances exist. There was one alliance, and the other team was like, "We're not about that alliance," and that team got wiped
Yeah.
when the merge happened. Because the other team was one alliance that picked off the ones that weren't the alliance when the merge happened, and so when the merge happened, they just voted.
Yeah.
There was one guy that could have maybe saved the other half if he didn't do his stupid fucking philosophy of voting alphabetically.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I was
He
gonna say.
voted
He just
alpha.
voted
Are you serious?
And then he was like, "I realized my mistake. They now have a majority. I shouldn't have done that. I'm now going to change my philosophy." But it was too late. It was too late. He
Was that the first?
That's so
episode?
funny though. That's so
He
funny.
should be like one of the lowest ranking survivors. But honestly, if I had to rank all the survivors I've known, he honestly is up there. Because I loved him. He's the same guy that when Richard came back, like after like the other guy failed the fish so much that he came back with like 2 sea rays or whatever they're called. And he was like, "So that's not fish." Shut up, dude. You still got more food than you did.
Yeah, people get. Oh, do people get? Do people go insane? Like when they know they're gonna get voted out, they'll just take people's like the rice and they'll just like burn the rice. They'll just pour it out or throw it out
Yeah,
to
they're just
sea.
dicks.
Or like burn people's
How are like
shoes.
hands not thrown over that?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're not allowed to throw hands. Like,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a part
I'll
of the
throw
show.
hands over food on Survivor.
Yeah, no, dude. If someone like tossed my food, like that's like okay. In prison, like someone comes up to you, you're eating your soup, and he just smacks it out of your hand. You throw hands. Like,
Yeah, well-
any other, I don't know.
I don't know.
This
I
isn't
personally
prison.
wouldn't.
This
I don't know,
is a
Survivor's-
public television show.
But it's almost sort of like prison.
I don't know about. So speaking of prisons,
Oh, the Stanford Prison
we got the
Experiments.
Stanford Prison Experiment.
Oh, he wants
I
this
know a
one.
little
Honestly-
bit about it, but if someone else wants to take the lead on
Oh wait,
it.
you don't? Yeah, don't.
Someone else do it. I know a little bit about it, but
They talked about it briefly in the psychology course that I took at a community college a year, 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So I don't know, unless anyone else like learned about it recently, I guess.
I watched a documentary like 4 years ago. So
I,
it's
I,
like
can't-
we're
I guess I
both
can
equally-
half explain it.
Here, we'll
Yeah,
let
we'll
Ryan.
fill in the
Yeah,
other
we're here. Yeah,
gaps.
Ryan,
Yeah.
you start and we'll fill in.
So-
sorry, what?
no, go.
No, because I already explained one. That's what I was saying. You can do it.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Essentially, I think it was a group of like 20,
I'm gonna move this
25
out of your
people.
beautiful face.
And college kids, they were gonna get paid $15 an hour, I think was the amount. And
It's a lost cause.
is it?
No,
Anyway, yeah, so they were paying these kids $15 an hour to sign up for some social experiment. Of course they took it. And then they get there and they immediately divide them into like prisoners and prison guards, right? And it was 2 weeks long. So like doesn't seem like a long period of time, but like that's all like they were in the simulation, you know? So it was a long time. But the over time the prison guards were encouraged to just kind of like, you know, I guess like I don't know how they were prodded, but I know they were poked a little bit, and they just like were really, really racist and mean towards the inmates.
yeah, like aggressive.
Yeah, they like I think they like beat them.
Dominant.
And stuff like that.
No, they were doing like belittling shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like go pull your pants down and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
It got really bad.
and they were
Yeah.
all the same exact status, you know, just college kids.
yeah.
And yeah, no, it got really bad. I think they shut it down early.
They shut it down early
Yeah.
because there was reports coming out or in the news or in the newspaper, something like that. And there was also like just public backlash because I think someone was trying to quit. Someone immediately was like trying to quit, and I think they wouldn't let him at first, or they did, and then the person started talking to people. I don't know. It was something along those lines, but it got shut down early. And but like people still to this day, like I guess, and I need to look into like how valid people consider the research to be. But I remember a lot of people being like, well, like you were saying, Red, that like there was like kind of some prodding there,
Yeah,
and
no,
like this was just a group of like 15 people. So is it really like?
yeah, no, from like from what I understood, my professor told me that like at the time he was like it's not really regarded as a good experiment, and it's not really looked upon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the results aren't like really valid because it was also like like 20 people, like that's not a large amount at all.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like I'm unclear what they were trying to prove too.
Also, I read a book about like that was like a hopeful view of humanity or whatever, and that exact same experiment was done, but like better conditions. They weren't just like told to belittle people. Like, I forgot what the variables were changed, so it was much more honest. And if I remember right, everyone actually acted fine, and then democratically, the prisoners and guards voted to just end it. I forgot what happened.
Oh yeah.
They just got along. It was like way better than the first time it happened.
Yeah, because I think it was just like a very poorly, done social experiment. But it makes that was one of the first ones I like looked into or whatever, watched like a YouTube documentary or anything like that. Another one I think that's interesting. And I think this one's controversial, but for a different reason. I think it's overall considered credible, but it's like there were people, and I don't know what it's called, but there were people like that, were volunteers. They went into a machine and they were being told, here's like an electricity, like a shock machine.
Oh,
And
you're talking about the Milgram experiment.
Milgram experiment. Yeah. And they're like, you're gonna shock the person in the other room if they like do something incorrectly or like, mess up the puzzle. And every time they mess up, you go up in voltage. And so it specifically is stated like, oh, up to 70 voltage is safe. And then it's like, please don't do this.
Yeah.
Like you're going to kill these people.
No, they put it on the dial. They put it on
Yeah.
the dial like danger. This is like, bad shock.
Like straight up words. But there was like a person behind them that was like running the experiment. So it was like a fake experiment in an experiment. And the person just kept telling the person to administer shocks above the volume that would kill people. And like you could hear them screaming.
They were playing
like,
screaming and stuff in the background. Yeah.
Like, and it obviously wasn't real, but like the person kept saying, no, go again, keep proceeding. And it like proved, because like a lot of the
and it
people,
wasn't even just screaming. Like they had a tape. Like at one point, I think I heard it. It was like pleading them to stop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And they just they kept telling them to keep going up and up and up, and a lot of them did. A majority of them I think did. And it was like proving that like if someone will pass the blame on like to someone else, like and they'll just do actions they know aren't correct if like someone's telling them to, and they can put the blame on them. But that was controversial because people were like, oh, those people you just did that to, like that's stress, like that was like PTSD.
I mean,
well, for a while,
but also if you test like certain drugs, you could like, I don't know, get dick fallitis.
What?
You're volunteering to be a test subject.
What?
So like a bit of stress isn't that bad in my opinion.
But
No, Daniel. Like, I don't
That
think
that was just, I don't know. I couldn't think of an actual
Daniel.
disease.
I think he went to an
Said
extreme,
that.
but I get what Daniel's trying to say.
Daniel, I don't think you understand. Like, they thought they were like killing these people. Like, they were specific. Like, they were telling them to go up to like 400 volts. Like, these people thought they were like murdering another human being or like causing permanent damage.
Oh my
Like,
yeah.
that's
And then
like,
it
that's
was
not-
like revealed 10 minutes later.
That it wasn't.
That-
yeah.
yeah, but like still,
I don't
like,
know. That's
It was okay. So for a while though, that was the opinion, was that it's just a little bit of stress. But like as we got more progressive in culture, it was more and more looked down upon.
Yeah, I think it's.
I
more
don't think
just
it's a good thing.
No, I think it's a really bad thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't know. The point of life isn't to avoid like suffering, in my opinion.
But I don't
Like,
think
and if
that's
they
what it was.
volunteered for that shit, then
Well, they don't know what
okay.
they're volunteering
Yeah,
for.
they
No,
didn't-
there
they're
are
volunteering.
specific disclaimers you can do that basically
Well, they-
vaguely say you will be or might be like expected to be in an uncomfortable situation, or
I don't really
like-
think that was the case with this though.
Yeah, I feel
Really?
like maybe that's what one of also part of the
that might be like a
significances
modern
of this is.
ramification
Yeah,
of it.
'cause this
'cause that's
was
a thing
before,
in
yeah.
modern psychology.
This was in the.
This was a long time
70s, I
ago,
wanna
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Dude, the other one, I just thought of it. So the other, it's a really good one in my, or not good one, but I just think funny, right? So it was like 1967, I want to say, Iowa. This fucking teacher, third grade teacher, divided her classroom into blue-eyed and brown-eyed students. And then she, like, for the first day, she told the blue-eyed students that they were like better than the other ones, like the brown-eyed ones. She gave them extra privileges, and she noticed that like they did better academically, and they were also treating the brown-eyed students like garbage, like just being mean to them. She prodded them a little bit. Then the second day she swapped it, and she made the brown-eyed ones like, you know, the superior ones, and the blue-eyed ones, you know, inferior. Same results. And apparently afterwards the kids like all had like this like, I don't know, connection where they were like, yeah, this was really mean, we don't want to act like this is dumb. And the thing I just saw, it was like it's been repeated multiple times too, and it's had the same effect. So that one I think is interesting. Like
Yeah.
but like essentially if you like tell kids what to do, they'll pretty much do it. Like it was what that I think proved to me.
That reminds me of just Alpha, how they just told us that we
Yeah.
were so much smarter than everyone else.
Man, honestly,
was
fuck the GT
toxic as
program.
AF.
That shit produces burnt
I just
out
didn't know-
husks of people and like egomaniacs
Ego,
who
yeah.
just can't. I don't know. They can't fucking exist in normal society like that. It's not good.
Yeah, because that was effed up. Also, it reminds me of when me and Matthew and an old friend of ours, Harry, went to a summer camp, and our boy Harry decided. Me and Matthew ended up being on the bottom bunks of, like, you know, because they're bunk beds. Me and Matthew ended up being on the bottom bunks, and Harry was on a top bunk, and so he turned the whole thing into a top bunk master race, where the top bunk master race would just bully the fuck out of us.
He somehow created a
stealing our
class
shit.
divide.
Like awful shit.
That was so infuriating.
It was a miserable experience.
I completely forgot about this, but what you're saying is essentially that how old were you guys? Like 10?
no
11,
15.
12.
15.
No, I don't think you guys were there yet.
Oh,
I remember
Summer
that.
camp. What are
Yeah,
you talking
probably
about?
14.
Okay, so anyway,
15,
teenager Harry was able to like successfully pull off like a social experiment, like I would
Yeah.
say on par to like either
What?
this.
No,
like,
he was just bullying
Yeah, it
people.
was
What the fuck are
essentially
you
just,
talking
but
about?
Santiago
He
could
just
not.
said my bunk is the best and bullied y'all. Like,
but like
But
Santiago
it was
could not.
impressive how he like puppet mastered.
I know, like,
always
that's
said
like,
that,
Santiago
and,
could not.
people
That-
fucking-
so
Exactly.
wait, did y'all
That
buy into the like top bunk being great?
no.
No.
Everyone.
No,
everyone
us, the
did.
people
Well-
up top punk did.
Yeah, so, so he turned the entire.
I thought you would understand how class dynamics work, Daniel.
Okay, so he got everyone who
Yes.
had a top bunk to
And
be like
even
top
the-
bunks.
Wait,
There was
And
one
then-
bottom bunk.
Yes,
wait,
and he was like the designated like Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
who like
for real.
wait, isn't this the same summer camp where like at the end of it, Matthew just beat Harry with a belt?
So this is my perspective. I didn't have correct fitting shorts, so I was borrowing Matthew's
yeah,
belt.
he just took my belt. for
Yeah,
the
so
majority
he was letting me borrow an extra belt, or his belt, he didn't need it. And at one point I'm lying, and I had to hide the belt like up in the bed because they were stealing our shit. We would go take a shower, our shit would be like, I mean, they were like fucking up our lives for like a day or two, actually longer than that. So Matthew walks up to the bed after Harry has been antagonizing him, and he's like, Holden, can I have my belt? belt? And I was like, what? He's like, I need my belt hold. And like, so I hand him the belt, and he goes up to Harry in his top. He's like, he's sort of like beating Harry's fucking ass. And like, oh my god, dude, it was the best sound I had ever heard. Because after being antagonized for like 3 days by someone, like Matthew snapped. And at one point, Harry was fucking around at nighttime, and he kept making noises like and like trying to keep people
normal
up.
shit, though.
And like this one older guy, like the strongest guy that was intimidating, he was like, Harry, if you do that one more fucking time, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. Some aggressive threat. 10 minutes
And
of silence.
he was able to just like get primordial fucking anger from people.
Yeah, and so 10 minutes of silence, and all of a sudden, you hear,
No.
and this dude leaped out of bed, and instead of whipping, dude, he beat his ass.
Are you serious?
He like was slapping the shit. Like,
As much as you guys bitch about me, I do like 10, maybe 5% of
this
what
guy,
Harry
like,
was capable of.
went off, and
my-
I don't remember. I think did we hear Harry cry for like a little
No,
bit? For some reason, like after it happened, I remembered like. I don't know. That might be my brain or whatever, but he was.
It wasn't Harry crying.
He
It was
got-
the dude who beat him. He was like, man, I just fucked this kid up, and now he was really sad about it.
But man, so that was a social experiment like thing
Yeah,
that
yeah,
happened
that's
to us.
similar. I would call it. Harry made a class.
That's
a
Sky
cast design, y'all.
Ranch. Or wait.
No,
No, that
random
was
summer
that
camp they
was
went
no,
to.
that was something else. But yeah, no, I'm trying to think of other social experiments. Does anyone have any other one off the top of their head?
We crossed the 3 that I kind of know
The 3.
about.
So to be honest, we probably should have done a bit more research. I knew these are the. We actually got through a couple. We actually.
We know a little bit about things.
Yo, I just want to say, Daniel mentioned Sky Ranch right quick. I just want to say, going into Sky Ranch, I had absolutely no idea it was going to be educational. Like, the only thing they told us was like, yeah, we're going to like Sky Ranch, like
I had the worst
cabin out in
time.
the
Yeah, they
woods.
tricked us.
I had no idea. They did that so well. Like, we get there, and then the next thing we know, we're in the river learning about frogs. And I was like, wait a second.
Sounds
Wait a
amazing.
second.
Something they
Sky Ranch
taught.
was somehow worse for
Are you
bullying
serious?
than me, because
Anthony.
I'll say first name, but I'm not going to mention the last
yeah,
name.
no, no,
Just-
last
yeah.
name.
Yeah. But Anthony at one point spread a rumor around that I was a pole dancer, and I had a horrible time that.
You should
we're at
just
Sky
be a- Ranch. You could have just been
Yeah, but
proud
that's
of
not how
that.
being a kid works.
Yeah, that was 5th grade.
Yeah.
That's like,
Like literally, like high school. If that somehow happened, I would like literally like during that. If someone was, if one even like Harry was spread around, that was a pole. I wouldn't give a shit. And
yeah, because that's stupid. Dude, me and Harry in middle school we called ourselves the executive belly dancers.
Oh, that's
And
impressive. That's hot.
And
That's very
and we
hot.
did belly dancing, like
I remember
jokes.
oh, wait,
yeah.
jokes? I'm pretty sure you used to belly dance.
How do
in
you
front of me.
joke
I mean,
with
like,
belly dancing?
do it for like 2 seconds, and then like, I mean, so like, it wasn't like we were performing belly dancing songs in the talent show. Like,
Well, you should have.
I
You're
don't
gonna
know
be the
about
belly
that.
dancing executives and not get really into it.
Dude, you know what I just thought of? The Alpha program was almost like a social experiment. I'm not sure if we talked about that.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what we were
but
saying.
like,
earlier.
yeah, fucking for real.
They just told us that we were smarter than
we just had
everybody.
this. We
Well, no, we talked about it for like a second, but like, yeah, no, they just
it just
told
flashed my brain.
they just told us that we were smarter than everyone. Like for 8 years, 9 years, that was across elementary, middle, and high school. We constantly heard that we were smarter than you guys, and
No,
like,
they actively
we were
built
better.
that shit
I mean,
up.
I'm not gonna lie. You 3 in particular are like just a little bit smarter than me. Yeah. So, like, they weren't technically wrong. Like, and I feel like most of the people.
wasn't an
I-
alpha.
I feel
okay,
like
but
most
you
of the
don't
alpha-
tell a
You said
kid
3.
that
You're right,
and then
you're right,
separate them
You're
from
right.
like
I
their
don't think
fucking
what they did was right, but I also
peers.
don't think what they said was a lie either. The people that were in that program are fucking wicked smart. So it's a I don't know. You're right, because I don't think you should tell kids that, but that is a weird little hang up.
I think the
Yeah.
program itself is fine. I just think how they perceived it to us.
yeah.
And you guys, because you guys would
Yeah, we
also,
do.
you
Yeah,
guys
no,
would
yeah.
also, your teachers, like, because there would be teachers that would teach both alpha and normal, and they would be different curriculum, and the
Dude,
whole
some of
time
them
they
were
would be
dicks.
like, yeah, they'd
To,
be
like,
like,
their
oh,
academic
my
class.
old class, they're having to
doing
read
this.
this book. It's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no, because from our
were
point of view,
talking
the
down
teacher
on
would
you
be
guys.
like, yeah, no, like my GT or my AP class, like, we're on this. And, you know, like, I guess we're talking about like this basic stuff with y'all. You know, it's like, ooh, well, shut the fuck up and teach me some shit.
Gosh.
It wasn't every teacher. It wasn't every
Why
teacher,
do they
but-
gotta be like, I don't know, shit talking the information they're about to get you? How's that supposed to get you to care about learning that?
Dude, the most common way they did that would be like, yeah, my fourth period class got like this on their test scores, and like her fourth period class was like the academic one, you know? So like she would just constantly talk shit about this period, never mentioning that, you know, it's the academic one, but like it's the only academic class she taught. She was constantly bitching about them.
Yeah. I do remember because I graduated high school a year early. And so my third year, instead of getting to take a bunch of electives, I had to take an extra science class, which was forensics. And that was fine. It was fun. I had a good teacher. And
Dude, I took forensics and I got in the same class as Matthew and I dipped like before the first.
Yeah,
guys got a
you
bad
abandoned me with that,
semester.
man.
I don't regret it. That guy was awful.
He was a dick.
You should have left too. I was your canary.
because I just had a volleyball coach.
I didn't have that same option
put on
you did.
true crime shows.
Oh, that
for
sounds
us.
amazing.
What do you mean
still
have the
hard,
same
but-
option? You
What
could have
did you
just
do?
fucking left. You talk to the office and say, I don't want to be in this class anymore. And then they move you out of that class and into a new class.
But how did you got like a bonus thing? You got like a free period.
Yeah, that's because I asked them to change my elective to that.
Yeah,
I was just like, I want a
you were
free
just taking
period.
extra.
Let me
okay.
change this. I want to drop this
Never
class, and they
did
let
I-
me drop it.
I never did.
Did you, like,
ever
try?
change a class in high school because I was so paranoid about like losing, like you know, falling behind and stuff.
Oh.
I never once changed a class in high school.
Me neither.
I regret nothing.
I tried to though several times. At one point, they put me in the wrong instrument for band, and they told me if they wanted
were
to
in
put me
band?
in the. Yeah, I was going to. I wanted to play the French horn, and they put me in the fucking trumpet or something. And like they were like, if you want it
Trumpet's way
switched,
cooler than French
then
horn.
we have to take your like alpha away, like your alpha science class. We'll
Your
have to put
alpha
you in like a
status.
pre-AP. But the thing is it's not even like just like the cool thing about alpha and GT was we're in the same group of people. Like we knew like all our classes were the same
No,
group.
literally,
of people.
I didn't care at all about doing AP, but I stayed in it because like all of my friends were in that
Yeah,
program.
the AP.
So I like had to stay in there to not, I don't know, just
Yeah.
drop every single person I knew.
Yeah. And then I tried to get the fuck out of AP computer science.
Oh yeah.
When we did that, like I tried to get
remember
the
that. I
fuck
remember
out of
that.
that
And you
because
couldn't, right?
oh gosh, yeah, because we had learned Scratch in middle school, and we thought that like normal computer science taught Scratch, and that was it. So we jumped up to AP computer science, but they apparently that was not how it actually was. They learned Scratch first 6 months, and then the basics of Java the second 6. But like everyone in our class did the same thing. So like we got to she was I didn't like her as a teacher, but on top of that, that's kind of a
I don't know,
separate issue.
I liked her teaching style.
No, but yeah, either way, she she just like talked at us and
Spoke
didn't
at you.
explain how things worked. Like
That was kind of annoying, but also I don't know how you're gonna explain the fundamental way computers work.
you like, do the fundamentals of the language.
right,
of-
that's like linked
Yeah,
into.
maybe that's why I hate coding. I don't know. Like
I don't know, like the
you can't
fundamentals
learn it that
of
way-
a code and language have to deal with like the fundamentals of like the way a computer works.
like that's true. That's true. But I don't know. There's a whole thing.
Yeah, like
There's a whole thing going on. But
it's
Yeah,
a
no,
hard
either way, though.
fucking subject.
I'm trying to remember what you were saying. I don't know. But
Other
yeah.
side, other side.
Conspiracy theories, though. What?
Oh, that's
not
me.
conspiracy. I instinctively said that. I meant to say social experiment.
Well, yeah, we ran
What-
out of those.
I'm trying to think.
We could talk about some serial killers.
I did before we go over social experiments. I
Also-
remember as a kid. Okay, Matthew, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh no, sorry, I silenced him. Go ahead, Holden.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't want to say mine on stream. I don't want to say mine.
But what? So when
not
I
really,
was a kid, I remember having like a journal, and I like they were called social experiments, and I would just go do stupid like the stereotypical like kid shit where it's like.
Oh.
Probably equivalent to the guy on the boat thing, like just straight up. Like I was like, I'm gonna spread a rumor around school and like see who like reacts negatively.
serious?
With like
Literally.
charts
Are you
and
kidding
like
me?
yeah.
All right,
Wow.
these two dudes I knew, like I was friends with these two guys. I'll call them Larry and Kyle. And Larry spread a rumor that Kyle was shit talking me, and I start antagonizing him, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then he tells me that the other guy told him I shit talked him, and we were like, dude, what the fuck did you do? Why? We were both just confused more than anything else. It was...
Oh my gosh.
So Larry
There were
told
some weird
Kyle that you were
people.
shit talking him, and then also told you that you were shit talking Kyle.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. He basically, like, I don't know, tried to pin us against each other in the
Gaslight.
most lazy way possible.
Gaslight.
Yeah, no, that would be called
But, like,
gaslighting.
under the guise
Is
of
that
like social
gaslighting?
experiments.
Gaslighting.
I feel like that is. Yeah, actively lying to someone
Yeah.
and like perpetuating a lie if it was like
I don't know,
in order to
overtime
change
thing.
their-
Isn't gaslight more like making you doubt
No.
your own reality, where you're like,
That's
that light
that's part
wasn't
of it.
just
Well, that,
on.
no, that's
Well, I
exactly
think
what
that's
he
more
did.
Like the literal definition.
No, no, Daniel, that's exactly what he
I
did. He
think
made
that
you doubt your own reality and painted it as a different. That's textbook gaslighting.
Yeah, like you
I don't
had
know,
a
'cause
friend
we-
and he just kept portraying. Well, it's not you questioning your reality. You
I
just
don't know. Isn't that just him like lying
yeah.
yeah, gaslighting
Well,
Yeah, but,
no,
like-
or
to me, though? I
gaslighting.
don't know.
Dan
He's
has a
saying
point.
something that's untrue, but the definition of gaslighting's more
it's more like
making you not perceive
think you're going
reality
crazy.
right.
yeah, like if I just kept going to Matthew and being like, dude, you need to stop breaking the dishes. Like you keep breaking dishes. What in the fuck are you doing? And like he's just like, okay, maybe I got drunk. Like I don't know. Maybe I broke. Like, he probably cleaned it up. And then like the next time I'm like, Matthew, what the flying? Like, dude, stop breaking dishes,
Dude,
'Cause
you
you're
would,
just like, dude,
you would
what is
stress me
happening?
out so badly.
Like
Pretty good. We should gaslight you then. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I could return to be like, you and your girlfriend are having way too wild whatever you're doing the other night. Like you guys need to calm it down. And like you, in your memory, did not do it that night.
That's not necessarily lying though. Like sometimes that man be loud.
I did not say anything.
SLX says actively lying is a form of gaslighting.
That's what he
not
is.
all of gaslighting. So it's almost like a square and
Yeah.
a rectangle.
So you
thing.
have gaslighting, and then you got like lying and questioning reality. It's like it's like religion, you know? Like,
but like I think if you are trying to do the true form definition of
Fucking
gaslighting,
the trinity of making
gaslighting
people think they're fucking insane.
the Father, Son, and the Holy Gaslight.
yeah, exactly.
The holy gaslight.
Honestly, religion's almost a gaslight. Sorry,
it was
Whoa,
coming. I knew it was
okay.
coming.
Sorry.
I knew it was coming. Well, I think this is a good time to escape here. I don't know. We may have some grand
Opinions
This was all a social experiment, all that we played on you guys. So
and then
we're not
you
here.
came.
We're
on a
seeing
pale
how
horse,
many
You came on
and
a
hell
horse.
followed with him.
we can get.
okay, he's just spoken tongues. So
Matthew just
I
came
hope
on a
you
horse.
guys.
I just
enjoy-
quoted Revelations, assholes.
No,
Oh,
you said you came on a horse.
No, pale horse.
You came on a
I
pale
heard
horse?
the words "come on a horse."
Yeah.
Came.
Yeah.
So you came on a
the whole
horse.
time.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I get it. But it did sound like you were talking about like
Yeah, like as in like you arrived on.
Yeah,
like,
no, like,
you guys
why-
get
why
your
were
head
you
out of the
doing that?
gutters.
well,
the way you
It was
said it.
you said it kind of seductively.
It is.
Yeah,
he came on
Matthew's
a pale
a seductive boy. I swear.
Hell followed
He
him.
is.
Matthew's a spicy boy.
I can't deal with these
But
people.
Well, come on horses, man.
This is
I need a new crew. I need a new crew.
I like how we end our episodes. Our episodes just escalate too much. Where we're like,
remember
okay,
that
we
one
can't-
where you
we
just
Didn't we
can't
in the last
handle
one
this.
about cum
Like
too?
literally, Matthew
think
was
so.
doing a bit and you just walked out.
Yeah, no, that was about cum. We ended the last one about cum too.
Okay,
did?
well, it's
We're not done talking-
No, we got. That's how we end these now.
Wait,
Matthew, someone
wait,
come
wait. I have a urgent thing, Matthew. I was actually listening to our last episode just to see like the audio. You at one point in time started to say something, and then you stopped talking, and then you said, "Actually, no, I'm going to save this for the next podcast. You guys don't get to hear the question until the next podcast, but I am going to do it."
Oh, okay. Okay, you're gonna call me out on this.
So what was it?
What was it?
It was
Do you actually remember?
yeah.
Or are you bullshitting?
How do you tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator?
No, this is bullshit. This is bullshit.
What do you
now.
mean?
This is definitely bullshit.
This is exactly what it was.
No, I trust
I
him.
trust Matthew.
Based
it
on the
was
way
the-
you just said that. Oh.
I was watching a video
lie,
at
you're a
night,
bitch.
and it was the the Australian. No, I haven't seen. You showed you guys the video. There's this video on the internet where this guy pulls out like 3 or 4 teeth in the same slot of this crocodile. I watch it so many times because it's so addicting. And at that time, if I remember right, yeah,
The question was,
Well, yeah,
what's the difference between a crocodile
How do you
and
tell
an
the
alligator?
difference? And that's
Yeah.
easy, dude. Crocodiles and alligators, they have different snouts. They also usually live in different types of water. So, like, if you're in a river of salt versus a river of fresh water, also their like overall like stockiness. I believe crocodiles are bigger and alligators are the smaller ones.
Gators are smaller, have a rounder snout, and are less aggressive.
Wait, I thought gators.
Oh, did you just?
Oh
reach out?
yeah. I guess crocodiles.
Oh, did someone in
would
chat
be...
say that? Oh yeah.
You look
that's it.
so disappointed.
Yeah, that's it.
Huh.
That's it.
Red.
You were gonna like
They're just
you know,
repeating my
mention you were
words.
reading
So,
from
you know.
chat.
Huh?
Crocs
Wasn't gonna
have a
mention-
longer snout, are green, and are more aggressive.
Not necessarily.
and are
Crocodiles
bigger.
aren't
Are you
necessarily.
slapping me?
Crocodiles aren't
I was
necessarily
giving
green.
you like a. This is a great way to end the podcast. Those of you guys that are
Reciprocate,
listening,
Matthew.
you'll never know
Like-
what's going on. So, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.